Hello everyone, and welcome to another game from CLW Autumn 2021. We have our second game up in the Ocean League. We have the highest strength rank, I'll say, out of solo queue ranks in Quad Nation Inferno, coming up against Arc Ghost, who are one of our lower ranked ones, so we'll have to see if there is any big upsets here. This should set a good tone for both of these teams going forward. Can Arc Ghost show up in this game, um, show us that they are here to be competitors? Will Quad Nation Inferno stumble a bit in a game that realistically on paper you would expect them to win? We'll have to wait and see. I do have some people here casting with me. We have Preston.
Hello. First cast of the new season.
Welcome. We have Hampy. If you want to speak, this is your chance.
He's dying off screen.
He's dying.
I think.
Okay, he's dying off screen. He'll jump in and say hi when he's ready.
Hi, sorry, I'm here. I'm not dead just yet. Yeah, sorry, I'm still slightly ill, so apologies if you hear an odd sneeze or so, but I'm trying, so I'm here, I'm returning.
So those are here are two classes. Do you guys want to just give us a quick intro to these teams? Anyone you know on the teams? What are your thoughts about this matchup? I'll set up a poll.
I think I've played a few of the Arc players on the Arc Ghost side, and the amount of times they switch players out for each Arc team, I think they're going to be a bit less synergized than the other team, honestly. Than was it Quad Nation? Yeah, it is Quad Nation, isn't it? So many Quad Nation options and Arc teams, I always just get lost in them. But yeah, I definitely think that maybe synergy will be a bit more of a factor on the Quad Nation side than it will on Arc, because I don't know how often some of these players get swapped to different Arc teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think an interesting matchup today is going to be Cyrex versus Serpy in the Pi P. I'm not fully sure I say that. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but I think that's going to be an interesting matchup there. In the mid lane, if they're both playing there, obviously. Plat 4, and I think he was Plat 1 before season start, and I think Serpy's now Diamond 1, I believe. Diamond 4, sorry, not Diamond 1. Diamond 4, I believe. That'd be interesting if he was D1, but yeah, I think he was D4 now. So I think it could be an interesting matchup. Maybe may get a bit of jungle attention from the side of Arc in that sense.
Yeah, I think in terms of rank, it's not too bad, because they always say that the D4 isn't that far away from Plat 1, it's just a bit of a promos issue, bit of a gatekeeping D4 P1 area, so I don't think the team looks that different on paper, because there's not that many differences in Plat 4s and gold players. It depends just how, because Floopy's sort of the weakest on paper, but it just really depends how he plays it. It's the top laner.
Do you know Floopy sometimes brings out the Ornans, just solo killing people left and right.
Could be interesting to see the different champs people are going to play. I wonder if we're going to see some mains coming out, or whether they'll follow more of a meta than if you guys are aware of anyone specific that they like to play regularly in CoraL or have done in the past.
I'm just trying to think where everybody's playing at the moment. I need to actually get a proper... So Serpy's going to be mid, is he?
I think generally as the team sheets are lined up is how they said they'd be lining up. So you'd assume that Serpy even mid. Yeah, Salty do.
Serpy or Serpy? I don't know.
Serpy. Speak up now in the chat.
Please correct us so we don't butcher your name.
If you are here,
yes,
let us know. Anyone who has a name, let us know how to say it, otherwise we will say it wrong. Serpy. It is Serpy.
Right.
There we go.
Right, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know why, but it reminded me of Caterpie, and I don't know why, but that made me think it said pie. And that makes no sense, because I was like, it's like Caterpie, it's Serpy. It's like, wait a second.
I'm just going to imagine you as a Pokemon now, I'm sorry, but that's just set for life now.
Caterpie.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't see Caterpillar Cogmore at some point, I'm going to be disappointed. Anyway,
I mean, it's been buffed, so whip it out. Let's do it.
I'm going to give the teams their links. Did I forget to change the lobby? Maybe not. Okay, hopefully it's all fine. Just it might be in Chinese. Will the champion names
alright.
like come up in Chinese? If they do, it's
I
fine.
mean, I'm learning Mandarin at the moment, so maybe I can help
Ah.
translate.
I
it's
do not know
it's
any.
not gone as good as you think because it's extremely difficult. But yeah, I'm trying my best, so
There you
maybe
go,
I can get my own translation.
I'll tell the teams that they can start up when they're ready. And then we'll get going as soon as they're ready. I did have a brief look in. Forest Friend. Let me tell you that they have a main, and can you guess from the name what their main is?
Ivan, I'm gonna assume.
Yes, it is Ivan.
Yes.
So I don't know if they actually play Ivan support, but I would love to
hope
see an
so.
Ivan support one game.
I mean,
they've not
if
been
you're going
playing it
down
recently.
the tree aisle, you could maybe play a Maokai as well.
He's
You
got
never
a
know.
pretty insane win rate on it as well. I've just seen
Yeah,
65%.
That's really impressive. So, but then also we see a couple of other champs, like especially the Seraphine as well. Definitely a pick that he's been obviously playing in the past. 70 games played, a 57% win rate. So, you know, that could also be a potential pick if the Ivan is banned, which could be likely, depending on what they want to play around. But
are
looks
into
like we're going to get to
draft.
draft anyway.
Who wants to take it away?
I can take it away. So we do see the Diana getting banned from QNI. I believe that is a pick that they obviously do not like to play against. Diana in the jungle can be flexed to mid too. The TF coming out from Arcos as well, obviously not letting them roam out in the mid lane, which can be a big problem. And the Blitzcrank as well, not
The
wanting the melee
support
hooks
for
coming
Ghost.
Yeah.
Does love the Blitzcrank and can just turn a game with a single hook. Ghost
out. And
countering.
Oriana as well.
Countering with Oriana, another champion that can turn a game with a single ability. Shen.
Oriana being quite a safe blind pick in the mid lane as well. And then the Shen as well, as you mentioned, another roam. But we do see a TK being locked in. Could be flexed to support. More than likely will be top lane, as we've seen quite commonly as of lately.
Ooh, it's actually a split vote on the poll. Sorry, but just to point this out, we have 50% for Coordination Inferno winning, 50% for Arc Ghost winning. As a reminder, Arc Ghost are a bit of the underdogs here, so if you want them to win, make sure to cheer for them and let them know.
Yeah, definitely. We do see the now coming out to counteract the Tam Kench potentially, but I believe that is a matchup that TK wins just by being a nuisance, really. We do not like to. I don't think anyone likes to play against Tam Kench. We do see an Amumu as well, and there is the Seraphine pick, as we predicted. Do you think that's a Amumu support? Because the level 1 with a double bandage toss can be a big problem.
I would expect it to be jungle still. It just brings a lot of CC to a team, you know, brings that AP, enables another AP champion, even one that doesn't have that much damage because it converts AP to true damage. So I mean, it was just a nice pickup to give you some more frontline, allow you to kind of flex the rest of your comp, whichever directions you want it, because you can start building a full AP team around Mumu, as troll as it sounds to have a full AP team. They wouldn't do that,
definitely.
but you can. Seraphine, of course, a big pickup, and it does mean Tam Kench will be going top.
Yeah, we see that flex obviously being confirmed there. We do see the Zinzao being locked in for QNI, the jungler. Zinzao, one of the notably more stronger ADs right now in the jungle, and just all in all can get onto your backline with his W reach, and then on top of that as well can peel off very well as well. But I guess playing off that as well, we do see Zaya, which is very good for disengage for the side of Arc Ghost. But into round the second part of the bans, we do see LeBlanc getting banned from Arc Ghost. Obviously, won't deny the mid laner of the ability to solo kill, and then the QNI coming out with the Rakan as well, which obviously you're going to want to ban if you see a Zaya getting locked in to stop that pairing coming out.
Yeah, but you do
Will they
already
spot
have
the
your
Malphite mid though? That's the question.
Do you expect the Malphite mid?
Will they expect it? It's got a 71% win rate on Serpai.
I think it's being played top, and OP.GG just assumes it's being played mid. I'm not 100% sure, because you see some games are top and some are mid, and apparently he has like a Malzahar top. So I think it's OP.GG just bugging out, but I would love to see some Malphite mid.
I think we all would like to see Malphite mid. Just something a bit different from the norm meta is always interesting. But yeah, into the last bit of the bans, we do see an Ezreal being banned away from Q&I, obviously trying to make sure Salty Duck doesn't pick that up. And then finally, we see a Jax being banned out as well. Jax being, I believe, quite a strong champ for Floopy, if I'm not wrong, Joe.
Good. You could tell me anything right now and I'd believe you. I literally do not know anything about Floopy or these teams.
That's fair enough. Well, we
interesting
appreciate
that.
the honesty.
Because,
yeah,
of course, with Gnar already locked in, it says they think that could have been a Gnar mid or something. Banning away the Jax signals.
maybe even a
Jax
Jax
could still be
jungle.
picked up.
Yeah, definitely could be a something coming out there. We see the Syndra getting picked up though, and then a Varus Thresh being instantly
So it
locked
will be
in for
Seraphine mid, the bait and switch.
I quite like that from Q&I. Obviously, it keeps Artghost asking consistent questions. And on the side of Artghost, you would assume that that would be a Seraphine support.
But it's not.
But it's not, as we see. So definitely really well played from the draft side.
Yeah.
This is horrible. Two of the champions that are perma-banned on Girl are being played on opposite sides. I don't know who I want to win anymore.
I think it might be you might have called it. That could be an Amumu support.
Yeah, I think it is. The Bandage Toss level 1, if you haven't been watching any of the iReload games or anyone in the pro scene practicing for Worlds, it's very much being picked up across the board because obviously, as you'll be aware, Amumu getting the buff in the last patch, getting two charges added to his queue, means that you can just get 2 consistent stuns off, and it can be a big problem level 1 if you don't have the ability to disengage and peel it off. So that could be something to pick up in the early game. So yeah, maybe interesting to see how this level 1 plays out. Do you expect an invade from either side?
I mean, either side has a good invade. I mean, obviously with the Amumu level 1 with the double stacked bandage toss now is pretty strong. But I think if Tom Kent screws himself as it W, goes the dive,
Yeah.
I think Quad Nation has a better level 1, honestly. With the Thresh as well, and if Seraphine in base takes E, and like, I think it's just...
It's more consistent AoE, I think you'd call it. So when that level 1 comes down, they are more likely to be able to get the team damage that they need to win the 5v5.
Yeah, obviously Syndra as well not exactly being the most useful at level 1. Obviously just having the Q ability, which can cause issues, because obviously you're not going to get a stun off that either. And if you miss that, that's pretty much your damage negated unless you can auto-attack them to death.
Yeah, that's true. I think Syndra isn't the worst mage you can have level 1, because obviously with the 5 stack, a lot of the time your Q can just hit multiple people. As long as you got a lot of people sort of stacking going for the same person, you can probably get 2-3 Qs off where you're like hitting maybe 2-3 people at the same time. But yeah, I definitely think Seraphine is way better here, level 1, which makes sense.
I reckon we'll probably see a point defense coming out from Artghost here, just a 5-point defense, and then maybe looking to get the level 1 advantage in the bot lane, as I said, with the Amumu double bandage toss. Potentially seeing this Volibear starting in top side, maybe, or just maybe getting a leashless clear. But it'd be interesting to see, and we will be getting into games soon, into champ select. I think everyone's at the toilet, right?
Yeah, a toilet break's coming out. We are going into champ select.
What do you expect to see this game from Q&I, Gab?
Well, they do have a team which is quite hard to lock down, can scale quite well with something like Seraphine. I'd probably expect it to be more of the attack speed flavor of Varus. You could move it into poke, but the rest of your team is more about keeping this Varus alive. You essentially have 3 supports if Tarm wants to use his ults to help keep Varus alive, so you can just go towards that full fight attack speed flavor of build.
Yeah,
The one
definitely.
issue is there's not all that much AP damage, but Tahm Kench is a bit of a disgusting champion right now. He'll pretty much... He might bring that by himself.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the side of the drafts as well, I think Arcos have done a really good job shutting Sir Pi down as well, because in the last 30 days, played like over 30 games with LeBlanc. So, obviously a comfort pick there, and we all know how much of a problem LeBlanc can be when played well. Picking up a 56% win rate as well on that as well in the past 34 games. So yeah, we saw Atomica play it yesterday as well for LPM, and even someone at a lower rank than Sir Piers. When played well, it can be just become a consistent problem. So yeah, I actually think both drafts are pretty good here. But I think the main part now is seeing how both sides play their comps to their advantages that they have.
And we can 100% confirm now it will be that Amumu support. Because there could have been shenanigans. We could have seen something strange coming out. Could have been a volley bear or not. Support meta. I mean, it's not so much support meta as it is bruisers can't die meta.
Oh god.
And weirdly,
Yep.
Tahm Kench is a bruiser, not a tank right now, because of how much damage his auto attacks get off of health. You could literally build Tahm Kench as a bruiser, and it might even be stronger than building a tank. I'm not sure. That'd be an interesting thing to test out. Would building the lifesteal, the Sterax, the kind of things that normal bruisers build actually make him stronger? Probably not, because he has all AP scalings, but
I think the standard is to build tank right nowadays anyway. I think that's the pretty much common thing,
It
just
is,
going
but-
Rumble and then like Iceborne Gauntlet. Frostfire Gauntlet, sorry.
but the thing is, people won't think to build the AD items because Tahm scales off AP. But if no one thinks to ever try them, when bruiser items are so strong right now, how can we ever know that it's not actually the correct build? Because Titanic, it would make his auto attacks disgusting. What if you just built like, what's the lifesteal item that?
Which one?
There you go. The AoE one, the little AoE one that like heals you.
Ravenous Hydra.
Ravenous Hydra.
Is it Ravenous Hydra? I thought that was like the Titanic. That's Titanic Hydra's equivalent. No, it's not Ravenous Hydra.
Yeah.
It's
Tiamat?
No.
You're not exactly.
It builds off of
inside here, Gav.
Iron Spike Whip. It's a mythic. The mythic.
Oh, Iron Spike. Oh, okay, yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Gore Drinker.
Gore Drinker,
Oh,
that's it,
Gore
yeah.
Drinker,
So
sorry,
what
okay.
if you just decided to go like Gore Drinker, Sterax, Titanic? Something like that, and see if that just makes you unkillable because of the extra
I
lifesteal that you
honestly,
get.
I think that you could build anything you want on Tahm at the moment, and he would just do whatever he wants. I really do not like this champion at the moment.
Yeah.
He's so strong.
Seems slightly overtuned currently.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that might actually make him tankier than a normal tank build because of how busted those items are.
Yeah.
Whereas really Sterax is just so busted. It's disgusting and they won't fix it for some reason.
Yeah, I like building it on Yone. Anything that's AD, you can just whack a Sterax on it, and you're like, cool, I'm never gonna die.
Whack a
This is
Sterax on it,
fine.
you suddenly get a massive shield when you start to get low. It gives you like 400 health, what is it, 50 AD. You also heal 2% health every like couple of seconds as long as you're hitting stuff.
Can you build Eclipse and Sterax? Because I know that you can't
Yes.
build Shield Bow Sterax.
Oh, actually. No, yeah, I think you can because it's not the same kind of shield. It's not one that procs on getting lower.
Yeah. Not. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Although I don't know why they stopped people building that. I think it was like so people won't waste the passives, but it's like, is that wasting the passive necessarily? Sometimes people get killed through those shields. Sometimes you want both of them.
Man, I'm glad that they don't allow it, because if you had one passive down and then the other passive was up in that procs again, that would be horrible. That'd be horrible to play in.
Just for the people in the stream, we do have 1 minute 13 seconds left until we go into game. Thank you, spectator delay. Beautiful, beautiful spectator delay. Yeah, I think bot lane will
Whose
be
draft do
interesting.
you prefer? What do you think?
There's more of a I would call the draft out of Arc Ghost more of a standard draft. And to be honest, in some ways I do prefer it because I think if this Varus gets killed, there's you have big issues, and there's quite a few ways for Ghost to get onto the Varus and to kill him. Because let's just say a Mumu hits a Q on someone vaguely near the Varus, flashes forwards and ults. Syndra flashes forwards and ults him. Is the Varus really going to be able to withstand a like full Syndra ult combo and the Amumu on top of him doing damage? I'm not so sure. And I think when he goes down, you're looking at a team from QNI that really doesn't have that much damage left. You're relying basically on your Xin Zhao, which Xin Zhao is a strong champion. He can output a lot of damage, but he's going to struggle to kill something like a Xayah that can kite him very easily, something like a Gnar that can kite him quite easily.
Could see a cleanse and potentially even a QSS coming out if needed.
Oh, we do actually see cleanse on Varus. Nice
Yeah.
call.
Nice.
Yeah, it just seems the obvious, as you mentioned there, Gab, with Arc Ghost having so many abilities to get onto this Varus. One stun just kind of insta-locks you down. Even a Syndra QE combo. And then the Amumu, we can see the Volibear jumping on as well. And, it's just a stacked CC. And if they chain it right, it can just shut you down instantly. But yeah, besides that, we do see the typical TP coming out from both mid laners and top laners. Obviously looking to get that map pressure. Typical with the Seraphine. Maybe we'd seen Exhaust, it was an AD, but against Syndra, it makes sense. You play more of a supportive role. Looking to, like I said, get that team dominance as opposed to the lane dominance. But one interesting point to make is that we see the Exhaust coming out from Kenny on the Amumu, and then the Ignite coming off the Thresh as well. So what do you think to that side and the bot side, Joe?
Gosh, seems weird that he's gone exhaust. Like, who are you exhausting? Like, if he goes, I guess he's gone Hail of Blade, so there's no way he's going poke Varus, I suppose. So, like, who is he exhausting that's gonna save? Maybe Xin Zhao, I guess, if Xin gets onto Syndra or Xayah. But it still does. I feel like just take the Ignite and try and Q onto somebody and ignite them as a team for erupts.
It's worth
I
remembering
Yeah.
just
as
don't
well,
see any world that
Exhaust is
you
a
actually
big
use
slow.
it.
Yeah,
True.
definitely. Like, that's the thing for me. Like, getting onto the Varus and exhausting could be a problem. Like, is it going to be too difficult to get onto them? You're going to struggle there. But like you said, Joe, it more than likely could just be for these Xin Zhao.
Just seeing a Tahm Kench top, gonna be like yesterday.
Please
Could
don't
be.
remind me.
Could be.
Yeah, as Preston mentioned, massive problem is Teak at the moment. What happened yesterday? Tahm Kench happened. That's all you need to know. We don't we don't go further than that. But as I said, we previously maybe seen Invade here. We are looking to see Q and I just sitting, waiting for Arc to push up here and maybe catch them out. But looking like they're just going for the typical 5-point defense. And it looks like we're going to see Volibear take a reset and pick up that sweeper.
How's Happy feeling? Happy, how are you feeling? Chat wants to know.
A little bit better, thank you for asking. Still not 100%, so a little bit more energetic, but still in like coughing every couple of times. So if you hear me be quiet, you know I'm dying off camera. So yeah, there you go. But no, I appreciate you asking, and I'm sure I'll be back to full strength by next week. I'd hope anyway. It's been 5 painful days.
Got D-Ward on the Raptors, so they know where he's going to be or when he's going to path. So
And that could be important because it is a red top start actually. Not respect. I mean, they'll know that just because of the bottom lane showing up and Gnar not showing up early, but yeah, the ward is still going to give good information of when he does move across. Oh, I do like that Forest Friend has got a green chroma.
yeah,
That
I
just
was
makes
about
me
to say it's
happy.
very satisfying to look at, doesn't it? I think he's winning the costume.
winning the
Skin off
skin
right
game,
now.
and that's what matters, as everyone knows.
I suppose sticking with the forest team as well, which works well, yeah.
Yeah.
Going with the grain. Staying true to the name. We do see the bot lane hit level 2 first, though. No immediate engage on the Amumu early game, which generally you'd see normally with the Amumu double cast. Looking like Floopy's just trying to catch lane dominance here against his Tam Kench, but as soon as Kench builds armor, it could just be a bit difficult to kill him.
Of course, it's a bit awkward into something like a Thresh. If Thresh takes Flay first, which you'd expect in a matchup like this, he can interrupt that Amumu Q in flight, make sure that Amumu can't actually get on top of the opposing team.
Yeah, definitely. Looking
There's
like
a little hook, but just throwing it out. Both mid laners are quite low on mana, actually.
both junglers are just pathing towards opposite side of the map, just splitting the map, looking to handshake with this scuttle crab.
Oh, a nice hook.
Oh.
Flay
Oh.
does not connect.
How do you expect to see this bot lane being played out here, Joe? Who do you expect to get more lane dominance?
I mean, I think it's just going to be like whoever hits the hook will go in, and then I think whoever goes in just dies. For some reason, I get the feeling like whoever engages on the other might just lose it, because they're pretty good. I mean, if they all go for the dive and on a Mumu, I don't expect it, because the double bandage toss is too much of a threat. I think Ark just wants to farm it out, wait for the mid game to late game, and just start roaming with the Amumu and let Zai get some XP, because they're way better into the late in my opinion on Ark's side. And Syndra should just win this matchup in mid as well. Like if he farms well and just gets into the mid game, it should be.
Floopy.
I like Ark's
nice
damage
side
spread way
steps.
better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, being a mid lane player yourself, you'd expect to see this Seraphine playing more of a supportive role, right?
Yeah, you'd expect it. I haven't seen Seraphine mid for a while. I don't play too much solo queue, but it was played quite
top
a bit.
engaged though.
Yeah.
Floopy being taken very low, less
Could
than
be a
300 health,
pickup.
down to 200 health. Will jump across from D-Dub. Really nice trade back.
The tongue lash
Lash
just missing there.
misses. Be important. Bit of a cheater recall in the bot lane does mean that Cedric comes back with the double long swords. Salty Ducky
Yeah, I think
will
it's really well
have
played
to
that way,
make
management.
sure this gets into the tower. Bit risky. But there is a gank up top. D-Dub being taken very low. Will try and flash into the W away, but there isn't a CC to stop him. The Q heal does keep him alive. Whoever said that that Q heal would do nothing, it does end up meaning that they get the trade kill.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that was. I believe Art Ghost are favoured there. There's like Jungle Disc going to look to pick up the farm top side, or even just leave it to freeze there. But we do see Volibear looking to roam back down again, but I'm not really sure how that one plays out for either side there. But I suppose now picks up the kills. It's a bit more difficult for TK in this top lane.
I think you're right. I think that is way better for Arc Ghost. Tom Kench had to use TP, and Floopy's just walking back. They all burn Flash, so it's pretty much just a slight advantage on the side of Arc Ghosts.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was really well played.
Oh,
But we see
the
Hook in the bot lane.
Into Flay, but Cedric is still there.
Yeah, I think Preston's completely right. You see the hook gun onto the Amumu, but just not committing. The double bandage toss is just clearly such a threat right now. And we do see bot lane backing as well.
Buying themselves a bit of time. I will point out Varus has picked up that serrated Dirk, so it's not going to be full attack speed. What do you guys think of the fact that we are going to see some sort of lethality out of the Varus?
I'd like to
I don't
see
know
his
whether he's
build path.
going the Prowler. Is he going to go the Prowler's Claw build that was pretty good a patch or two ago, where ADCs were just dropping Prowler's Claw, or is he going to go for the Yomu's one now that it's been swapped over to lethality?
I know before in the previous patches it gave you the most lethality, did the Prowlers. I'm not too sure now how it works out.
Oh,
did we just see a steal from the
Blue
Varus?
just steal?
Blue
I think,
just stole.
yeah, that was a steal, and apparently the camera wanted us to watch top instead. So, thank you, League Camera,
Yeah, well
farming
played,
between
Salty, got
Nar
that
and
with a
Tom
steal.
Kench. Oh, beautiful. I just assumed
Oh,
because it moved away, oh, the steal must not happen, but no, I should have kept it.
oh, this could
Well,
be
that's a lot
very
of
dead zones
stuns
out
there,
here. That is really well played from the
very
side of
much.
from Ark.
And that red buff will mean that Syndra can play a bit further forwards and heal up using the red buff. Oh, a hook. Actually, they're going in. Forest Friend does take a tower shot. That's a lot of damage. Has to flash out. Exhaust is thrown down to keep him moving slowly. There's the double bandage toss. But Arc Cedric's not following up. They do get their kill. Cedric being taken incredibly low will go down to the Q from the Varus. Kenny now also going down. And what initially looked good for Arc is bad in the end.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think Kenny tried flashing in front of the arrow. I'm not sure. Does it do less damage as it travels through more targets,
I
or is
think
it still
so.
the same?
Yeah, it
Because
does.
I think Kenny tried flashing in front of it. So nice idea there, but obviously too much damage from the Varus proccing the W. I'd assume as the Q goes through. Do you see a dive on the top
Oh,
side though? Flippy
the
can bring that
ult
to
into
death.
the wall, the tower is turned off, and surely the Tahm Kench has to go down here eventually, and just really nicely played dive there from the side of Arc, and they are ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing to mention there, as we do
Oh,
see
death
Forest Friend trying to get a
sentence.
hook.
Puts the
Zinzao was
lantern down,
close.
trying to follow up. Flay to keep him there, but nice blast cone over the wall. W does hit.
Yeah, definitely one thing to mention, I think, with the TK dive and the top side there is that despite, like, if you don't have the volley barrel to disable tower, obviously that's obviously what it's for, but he tanked a lot of damage, even with just the steel caps coming out there. So I think it's just a small insight into how tanky this Tahm Kench will get late game. We've seen it in previous games like yesterday, and it can just be a complete issue. So I suppose shutting it down is the best idea. But never mind, we see a dive onto Forest Friend in the bot lane, and that is a
Thresh is
free
down.
pickup.
There's the stun. The ult comes out from Salty Duck, forcing the flash away from Cyrex. They can't quite kill this Varus. That's one picked up. It will get traded back in return, but you have to call that a win for the side of QNI, getting that 1-for-1 in that tower dive. Serpai maybe overstepping it. The Syndra is behind him. Cedric now walking up. Ultimate does get the charm down. There's the Q. It's not quite enough to finish the Xayah. Sidestep is nice from Serpai, but he's trying to get out now and has no mana left. Will Cyrex be able to pick up the kill less than 100 health? It's just a
It's an
1-for-1 in
absolute
the end.
bloodbath of the game. This consistent action, but we love to see it.
I went back and checked the Drake. Volleybed did not have smite, so.
That's a rough time. Maybe we'll see another steal coming over and picking up the Rift Herald instead to try bring back justice.
Looks like Fortnox wants to try this. Fleepy is there with ultimate, does interrupt them. Jungle Diff throwing down his ultimate. It's stolen. That is the Rift Herald over to Arc. Fortnox now trying to get away to save his life. Kenny does go in with a bandage toss into the ultimate. QNI Jungle Diff is trying to make the difference here, but it's not going to be quite enough. They will slowly walk him down here. Serpai is here to follow up, but surely is just running for his own life now.
Really well played from Fortnox there. Telling Salty Duck, you can steal a Drake off me, but I'll steal the Rift Herald right back. And it was well played. I think it was smiting on about 200 HP there. But either way, that's really good pickup, and we do see Arc just being about 2k gold ahead here. Potentially more now. Fluke is going to pick up these plates on the top side, and it'd be interesting to see what they do with this Herald here.
Oh, that tower might actually be low enough in top side to die to the Herald. Almost. Slow does go down onto Floopy. We are going to have a very small trade up top lane here. Floopy is getting some very consistent grass stacks, so that will, towards the later game, convert into quite a bit of a health gain for the Gnar. And it, of course, is helping him keep in this lane. I wonder what the Amumu max is. Is it a Q max? You want to check?
Support Amumu? Let me check.
Because I think usually you'd go E because of the reduced damage and helping you clear the jungle, but in support you don't really need it for clear.
He's
so
maxing E, I believe.
Still maxing E. I suppose most of the damage is physical, so it will stop that.
Yeah, maybe so.
But here's a big fight breaking out. Kenny is still alive. Arc do manage to pick one up. TP's coming in from both teams. It will be the full 5v5, 1-for-1 so far. Serpia's in a bit of a trouble in the pit. Will get stunned with Scatter the Weak. Meanwhile, a fight's going on the other side. Varus trying to put down. Forest Friend does go down in the end. Fort Knox is in the back line. They're trying to bring it down. Will bring it down. It's now just the 3v3 left alive. Arc's health bar's incredibly low. But missing skill shots. The mana bars, meanwhile, are very low for the side of QNI. Beautiful Scatter Week does get the cleanse out, but Cyrix with a good sidestep. That is the Tahm Kench going down in return for one. Overall, a 4-for-3. Slightly in favor of QNI, but Kenny wants to continue this, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see Art Ghost back off when they got the picks. Maybe just slightly overcommitting there.
Oh, it's not over yet. Cyrix interrupts his own back to make sure that Kenny will be able to survive this. Kenny's actually going in. He's an absolute madman using the ultimate. Scatter the Weak will help out a little bit, but they just don't have the damage. This is the tank Amumu support. He can't kill them by himself. He is just having to walk away now. Death Sentence will hit onto the Amumu, but they won't be able to pick up that kill. They're all just wasting a bit of time, and I'm not so sure that was worth.
Oh,
jeez. It's not quite enough.
It's meant to be a Q max apparently from 2 websites I've looked at. So.
Yeah, I'd assume so because you're playing for the double stun, right? So you've got to assume there. But geez, what a bloodbath of a game. Gablet not being able to take a single breath there as we try to analyze the plays.
It might just be because the team comps it's an Emax. It's a lot of auto attack damage.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, with the first fight, I think you just like to see Arc just take the advantages they got there. But we do see Fort Knox just sprinting down for Serpi.
They just need to remember that Salty Ducky should be the main target. He's all their damage, essentially.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the Seraphine does do quite a fair bit of damage, picking up the Leandras as well, so the damage over time can be a problem.
Well, QNI jungle diff is very low right now. Nice double chop from Serpi trying to keep his Xin alive, but they just don't have the damage right now to kill these two big, beefy frontliners from the side of Arc. They will put the Rift Herald down mid, which I didn't see. Did that actually hit before the plates went down or after? I think it was after.
Yeah, I think it was just after, unfortunately. So missing out on the gold there from the plates. Looking like we're just gonna see Cedric found the mid lane and pick up some extra gold and some extra experience. I think both teams wanted to fight this dragon here, but I think Arc have to give here, right?
Yeah, QNI could just start forcing this down. They should know that Xin is going to be able to get there before Volibear. Volibear can't really stick around, right? On such low health. Oh, he got a lot back. Not sure where from.
Exhaust is nearly up for Kenny and the Mumu, so maybe they could look to fight. It may just look to give here. Should know the Seraphine ult isn't up either, the Encore. But I think it's just going to be giving it and just going to let Cedric pick it up. But we do see a hook coming out.
Kenny does go in, but he's all by himself. That's a lot of damage, and the Amumu will get picked up. Some gold into the pockets of the Xin. Probably good right now. Nice sidestep from Cyrix, not getting knocked up there. Will scatter the Weak and push the Tahm Kench away.
A bit of a problem there. Maybe slightly overcommitting, trying to get too much vision, not playing behind the vision line. And Kenny just getting caught out there, slightly unfortunate, but we do see it.
Cyrix will get knocked up this time. That's a lot of attacks. Scatter the Weak is back up again, so he will just be safe though.
Interesting game for sure.
I really don't think that Syndra should be top into this Tahm Kench.
I don't think they want her to be, but somehow this is what has ended up happening. Ooh, Cedric's actually taking a lot of damage here. Maybe not where he wants to be on the map.
As mentioned, the Leandra is doing a lot of damage here. Damage over time definitely been a massive problem. And I think Serpi is going to be more of a threat than initially thought out. Seraphine can consistently just be highly annoying. But if you're QNI in this point of the game, how do you play it out? What do you think you should do here, Joe?
QNI, okay, you just keep hoping that Syndra goes top because she cannot do anything to that Tahm, regardless of build. Just keep trying to match, I would say. If Syndra goes to a solo lane, top or bot, just send Tahm there. Just make Cyrix completely useless. I don't think he's farmed properly in the last 3-4 minutes really. He's like 30 farm down on Seraphine. I would just try and play the bot 2v2 as long as you can to like scale up Zarya.
Yeah.
And for Kenny, I would just like wait until his top jungle duos with him, and then he should go in, because at the moment he's just like kind of run it down a few times.
Yeah, looking like they're following your advice here as well. Maybe looking for a gank actually on this Gnar on the top side on Floop here. We do see Jungle Diff and Deb looking to take advantage here.
Of course, Gnar is quite a hard champion. There's the jump across. Does use the flash, but is completely safe. I'm not sure the flash wasn't even needed. But better safe than sorry.
Seraphine doing a lot of damage to the volley bear.
Yeah, it's a Q max Seraphine, because Q does actually scale the AP up the more points you put into it. If you want to go damage, it's quite often a good thing to act. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Ult goes in, the W does save Serpai's life there.
The Luden's proc clearly doing a lot of damage there as well. Unfortunate, but really well played from Serpai to get away from that.
I think they're waiting to interrupt this. Doesn't look like they want to go for the kill, they're just going to waste Jungle Diff's time. Oh my god, that didn't look like it connected, but that was so much damage.
Very well played there from Fort Knox, just making sure wait till the last second to interrupt the Zin there. Just delaying his time, as you mentioned, Gab.
Yep. TP actually coming into the mid lane. Cyrex wanting to get here. Missed time there. Fort Knox is jumping in, using the ultimate to get across the wall, and will just dissuade Q&I from pushing that. The rest of Ark are on the way to join. Make sure this tower does not go down. But it will leave Tarm to continue licking that top tower.
Kind of surprised the Arc duo didn't just stay bot there. They had a pretty good push going, and there was no way that that tower was going to instantly go down after the disengage. But I guess you've got to... If somebody's calling for it, you've kind of got to move.
I think Cedric's just waiting for his item spikes here. Maybe getting 2 or 3 items here, and then the Zio can finally come online, as we normally see. But we do see Q&I coming back into this game, splitting the Goldie's coming back, but I do think it seems as if the momentum's slowly swinging their way.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they can put up a decent fight around Dragon at the moment. If it were to be a, it doesn't look like Arc really want to be anywhere near them, because it seems like they're just not putting in better engages as they were early game.
Yeah, it seems a bit hesitant as well from Arc looking to engage here. We've seen the thresh hook hit and then just slow playing the fight.
Nice,
but as I say that, we do see Cyrus getting the
but
stun.
The Banish Toss does miss as flash hook does bring the Amumu into the team. That's so much AoE damage. Gnar ult into the wall. That's 1 down already from both sides. Q&I Jungle Diff is trying to make the difference here. That's a 3-man stun from Cyrex, really hitting these Scalar Weeks, but now he's in trouble all on his own. He will go down, and it's just Fort Knox and Cedric left alive.
Wow.
Smite is up for the Volley Bear. He could attempt to steal here.
Just as I say, the hesitation's there. They come straight out with Arc and jump in, but still losing the fight. I think Q&I are just so tanky at this point, have so much ability to keep their team alive. Notably not having any anti-heal from the side of Arc either yet. Which is interesting considering they have the Seraphine and obviously the God Drink from the Zin as well. Maybe like to see that come out at some point.
Yeah, I would say, I guess the Zhonya's or the building Zhonya's from the Syndra is kind of defensive, but if you have to Zhonya's into this team, they're going to kill you 2 seconds later as soon as you come out of it anyway.
Yeah,
So
you're absolutely right.
Kind of don't see the point. Maybe just getting an Oblivion Orb here and accepting that you're going to take a stopwatch and use it when you need to, and then just continuing to build the Nomicon. And
I'd have expected to see that and maybe even a Bramble from the Amumu here, right? Like, you are the front line, you're diving in, just having the ability to inflict that little bit of grievous wounds stops them from healing so much and the survivability, and clearly that is the difference in the team fights right now. Despite Q&I playing the team fights really well, they're just keeping each other alive, and they're able to play their team comps to their advantage. So I think Ark really need to assess how they play their team fights here, play it a bit smarter rather than just diving in 5v5.
I'll point out we're about equal on gold, about equal on turrets. The only real difference maker right now is the fact that there are 3 dragons in the pockets of QNI.
I think they just have to look for a stun on one of the carries. Try and ignore the tanks as much as you can, and you might just win a fight if you just walk through them. I know that Tom and Zin have quite a lot of CC as well as Seraphine, but if you can just get Kenny to walk through into the backline and stun them, you might just get a good combo.
Yeah, making sure you get onto that Seraphine, get onto that Varus. But it seems like the game's slowed down a little bit here, which gives us the time to breathe, especially Gab to breathe as well. Looking to just seem as if people are waiting for items, looking to pick that up. Syndra should be soon near her Zhonya's, but we could probably take a look at the individual gold as well. We do see a 2k gold lead in the mid lane. So quite a difference there. And also 1,000 gold in the top lane as well. So looking like there is quite a difference individually. But as I said, the game slows down. Forest Fan goes in.
Forest Fan will go down there. Does not have any ways to get out of that one. Can Ark do anything with that? Well, that's a stun onto Varus, but nothing to follow up. Flash forwards from Serpai will charm 1.
Oof.
So much damage into Cedric. No real healing on this Sire. Has to be very careful at WQ right now. That is the engage from Kenny. He does catch 1.
Wow.
Instant kill onto the Seraphine. Ducky has to run away. He is exhausted right now. Not doing so much damage, but they are slowly winning this fight. Jungle Diff doing a lot of damage there. Cyrex wants to try and follow up, but knows that if he gets W'd by Xin Zhao, he will die.
I liked the idea from Ark. It's just Salty Duck just got so much free poke from the back under tier 2 turret, just consistently putting out damage, and even the E damage, and obviously the Q notably doing a lot of damage as well. But it just seemed as if the execution was the idea was there, but the execution wasn't there after the Seraphine pickup. Maybe it was just worth backing off there instead of committing to that play, because you could have potentially took the Seraphine and siege tier 1. What do you think to that, Joe?
I would say just take whoever you pick and then threaten Baron, because if they
Yeah.
walk up, you're in a way better spot to contest it rather than going under tier 1 and tier 2.
Yeah, definitely overcommitting slightly, but we do see the Baron picks up by Q and I there.
They are getting back onto the map now. Dragon is spawning in about 40 seconds time, so we'll start to see the supports wanting to get that vision down. Of course, with the Baron, Q and I should be able to get this fairly easily if they want it, or convert a split push into some extra towers in return for giving up that dragon.
Yeah, you can clearly see Ark are trying to get the vision advantage here, trying to make sure they do everything possible to make sure they stop this soul coming out for Q and I. But
4 flashes are up on the side of Ark. I want to see them use it offensively. QE
Yeah.
flash onto Varus. Just go.
Oh, the sentence hits onto
Okay,
volley there.
no.
Fortnox could be in trouble flashing away. That's 1 flash down in
the
return
on-call
for
missing as well.
a big thing gone from the Seraphine. That's a flash away from Forest Friend. Ultimates are being used. Cedric has flashed forwards onto Salty Ducky, but he's not managed to get him down. There's a lot of damage onto the Varus. Flashing
flash
forwards
ult.
from Kenny. He's trying, flashing from Cyrex into the ult, but he's saved by the Tahm Kench. So much damage all over the map right now. They're trying to get the Varus, but they can't quite get him, and the rest of them are just dying on the backside. Absolute disaster for the side of Ark. That will be the 5-0 in favour for QNF. QNI, QNF here.
Again, the survivability is so strong. I do feel like in that moment, Ark were a little bit split. We saw Cedric trying to pick up the Varus there, but she seemed quite split there, and I think that caused problem for the team fight. The initial re-engage was good, but I just think maybe it was a bit lackluster on the comms there. I don't know what you thought to that fight, Preston.
It's Tom Kench diff. If they blow up Varus there and then 2 carries turn on to the other 2 men that were still alive at the time, it's a 1 fight for Ark possibly. But the ult coming out and just clutching it basically to save him from Cinder ult is
Yeah,
just
definitely.
well
I
played
mean,
from Deb there as well.
as soon as you see the encore miss, right, that's such a vital ult to win a team fight, and with that not up and then still winning the team fight, I think it just shows how strong Q and I are right now. But maybe Ark need to take advantages of that. The C some of the sums aren't up, the Thresh sum not up, the Seraphine Flash and the Zin Flash are coming up very soon. But I think Arcs need to take these small little advantages and get the
Yeah,
Zyron to the third item as well.
we don't know what they're tracking as well. We don't know how often these teams are tracking some, so they might just be losing track of who's got what and just accepting that, hey, if I flash in first before they can react, then even if they do have flash, it might not be a problem. But yeah, it's unlucky there. They did what I thought they should do by flashing aggressively. So props to them for at least trying to fight it and not playing defensive and just losing like that. So
That being said, I think with the Zaya, like the way her passive works with the feathers, sometimes it's quite good to play kiting away, of course, which can help quite a lot as opposed to fighting towards them. And I suppose as a Cinder as well, that can work quite well for you. So I suppose it's finding that middle ground, right? For Arkans, playing it smart, playing the team fights, not so front to back, not so stereotypical. But I think now you want to find the picks. But we do see
Oh,
Forest
Death
Ring getting a
Sentence
hook
onto
onto
Syndra.
Syndra.
Cyrex will use the stopwatch, but he will go down eventually.
yeah, that's how I thought using Zhonya's in this game would go for Syndra.
Yeah.
Zhonya's into instant death.
I think
As
the
we
armor's
mentioned,
nice against the lethality and the Zen who's going to be the one jumping on you, but
there's still
I
no
dunno.
anti-heal from the side of Arkler. Would you not want to see that at this point?
I think you just take what you can get with the amount of gold you probably behind
I
on.
suppose, yeah.
I think there's
That's
yeah.
a lot of damage.
Oh, Cedric gets jumped onto, is already down. That's a Char onto the Amumu, being bounced around, does get the ultimate out before he dies, but not actually going to do anything really here. And now QNI can surely just push this in. They're in the 5v2, jumping onto Floopy. Floopy jumping away, still trying. Cyrex putting out the death sentences, almost half health gone just from the Varus Q. Ark aren't giving up though. They're ready to keep trying. Flash
Wow.
in from Serpilli to finish that off with the empowered auto attack. Floopy flashing forwards, can't get in range for the ultimate. It will go down, and that will be game one. Going over
The
to
Seraphine is cleaning
QN.
up as the game goes on.
I forgot we're supposed to be calling them QNF.
Oh, is it QNF? My apologies.
I forgot as well. Alright, that's what's written on the roster sheet anyway.
It's just so much easier to say QNI.
I'll go straight for setting up game 2, unless one of you wants to do it for me. I can do it.
I don't mind if you want. I don't have
It's not too
everyone
hard.
on.
So talk about the game, guys. What do you think of that game?
I'll let you take it first, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, they had such good momentum at the start on the side of Arc Ghost that I think they just started, like, because of how strong Tahm Kench is at any point of the game, even with the amount that he got dived and taken advantage of. A lot of the time I was just seeing the two tanks fighting Tahm Kench under a tower rather than looking for where their team was, and the Zin's on the back line a lot of the time taking care of the Zarya. I just think if you leave Tahm Kench in the game, I would personally just get rid of it. Just get rid of the Tahm Kench, get rid of LeBlanc or Orianna, and then try and get a counter pick for mid, and just accept that Serpai he's Diamond 4. He's probably got 10-20 champs he can play in mid if he wants. There's almost no point in banning him out fully. Just get rid of something that you had an awkward time with. Maybe even the Zin was pretty good, keeping people alive as well.
Yeah,
I think
definitely agree.
Also, the burn damage from Seraphine out damaged the Varus, so we were wrong. He did quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah, I said the Leandris would do damage, and it really, really did. It was so brutal, especially for the tanks for Ark as well, just causing so many problems. Obviously taking over time there, but maybe you do see the Tahm Kench ban coming out, because we've just seen in most games we see Tahm Kench coming in. Preston's made it quite obvious that he's not a fan. I don't think anyone is really. So yeah, definitely a ban. Maybe for most teams at this stage, it's top lane and can play it right.
Yeah, just get rid of it. I honestly think it's not in a state. I mean, it's probably not good in pro play because they're pro players and they can play around things like that. But
I mean, they still pick it in pro play. I don't think it's pick ban
yeah,
status, but it's quite often picked as a top
it's
laner.
picked. Yeah, I mean it's in the spectrum of being picked by pro players still. But they, obviously they're better at playing around it than sort of plat level, gold level, whoever's in this game. It's just annoying. If it's annoying, you just get rid of it.
This time I did make sure that I put it in English. I want the teams to be ready. We're waiting for a couple of ARC members. They're just having some SIGs, getting that calm going. I guess we can do an MVP for that first game. That makes sense. Paul.
For me, like, it's a bit of a toss up for me because I do think Serpai.
Do you think we should just
Play the
give
game.
all of QNI or QNF on there, or should we put any of the ARC members? Did any ARC members super stand out as trying? I would just put all of QNI there.
I think Cyrex did a pretty decent job on the Syndra. Like, tried to make picks at times, tried to create pressure here and whenever you see it, and I do think that's a notable mention from the Syndra. But
MVP Nexus Tower, I agree. Without that Nexus Tower.
But like with QNF, like Serpai and Salty Duck, I don't know, because it's really difficult because all of the team played well. Even Forest Friend making some really, really good hooks. And I think it's unfair to say like individually like one person excelled out of all players. But if you have to choose a MVP, for me, I would just say Salty Duck does it for me, and that's purely because of the positioning in team fights was pretty much top notch and on practically every team fight, like ensuring he's in the correct position, ensuring he's getting the damage off, consistently switching targets, making sure he knows what his job is. And I think that's what just does it for me. But Serpai's definitely one that is up there for me as well.
The poll is in chat, so make sure you come in and you put a vote down for who you think the MVP is.
What do you think,
players.
You know what? Even though I hate the champion, I really think Deb Dub. He soaked up so much pressure top. Like, when did you see a gank coming from Arc Ghost anywhere other than the top lane for the first 10-15 minutes? He soaked up all the pressure. He got dived and kept them alive in multiple team fights. He kept Salty Ducky alive when two of the carries flashed on him. I think he's done pretty well there. I think, even though it's a broken champion and I hate it, and I hate anybody that plays it, I think he's done alright there.
Yeah, for sure. Like I mentioned, like every player on the side of QNF did a fantastic job there. So I think any player's worthy. I think we can agree on. Like, everyone played really well.
I was just waiting to see because we had exactly equal votes for all players for a second.
It's looking like Jungle Diff and Serpai are tied.
Pulling ahead
currently.
now.
Yeah.
Very slightly.
It's like, do you know the arcade horse races when it's like number 5's in the lead?
Number 5's in last.
I feel like I'm watching this right now.
Very English reference.
There we go. I put my vote in to keep it all equal.
Yeah, but you understood it, so that's fine.
Yeah. Just wonder if the other 9,000 Swedish, Dutch, and anybody
That's an
else.
interesting question. If you know what we're talking about and you're not from Britain, please let us know, because I am very intrigued. It's the arcade game where you roll balls and it makes your horse go faster, and that sounds super weird, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So, please let us know.
Where you just bet on a horse, and it's pretty much entirely fucking random every time, no matter how well you do.
Oh, the 2P games, the ones you put 2p in, you just bet on the horse.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
As well.
I'm on about the one where you roll the
You're on about
balls into
the balls where you throw it up.
you
and,
roll the
yeah.
balls into the holes, and then you've got to
Wow.
this. It just sounds mad on paper though when you talk about it. Like it doesn't sound like an actual fun game, but it really is. But yeah, maybe we should talk about League.
Wow. Is that more
More
fun?
Having a
though.
time.
More fun though, yeah. The arcade
Yeah,
games. More
I
fun.
would rather be betting 2p on a horse than playing leagues.
Yeah, I think everyone would at some points, right? Like,
It's fine. They're gonna fix it in preseason, guys.
yeah, what arcade games?
Oh, I heard they're,
League.
they're buffing my beloved mages with some mage.
Yeah, because you know they've only been shit for an entire season. It's fine. Buff them. They finally realized, wait, people are only taking mages so that they have some AP damage right now. Oh. We'll see.
Let us know what your favourite arcade game is in the chat. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, Salty Ducky actually pulling ahead so far in the MVP poll, very slightly. So we'll see if that stays until the end. Make you want to go to the fair. Oh, are there any fairs still open? Do you think they're all just like dead now?
I think they're slowly reopening, right? I mean, festivals have gone on and stuff, so you'd assume that like fairs and
One
stuff
by
would.
me about a month ago, so I think they're still going on. I
There'll
just
probably
don't
be
know
Halloween
anything's going on.
first, right? Because Halloween's coming up soon.
Oh yeah, that's a
True.
thing.
The thing.
And bonfire night where we celebrate Parliament not blowing up.
Have you you guys got your costumes planned, or are you just gonna put a white t-shirt on and blood?
Too,
Oh
too
god,
old. Too
I was
old for
expecting to
dress
not
up
do
now.
anything for Halloween, but
Yeah.
Jesus. Salty
Yeah.
Ducky did come out ahead in the
Oof.
MVP poll with 31% of the vote. Every player got votes though, so good job QNF. Clearly a very big team effort. Yeah, and I mean hopefully the players get back from their cigarettes soon, and we can go into start up game
Yeah.
2. Because we're starting to run out of things to talk about. Not looking for fireworks to be aimed everywhere but the sky.
Will you dress up as a Siggy and come to Sweden? I don't know. I
Trick-or-treating.
don't know if I'm allowed to travel to Sweden yet.
Oof, that's a good
It's
point.
in the Amber Zone, right?
No, I think I spoke about it with some of the guys from my team, and at the moment Sweden aren't allowing any travel from the UK because they class it as a third world country since we left the EU.
Oh jeez.
So
Brexit being Brexit.
Oh my god.
we are currently waiting for them to just allow us to travel there with everything going on.
Here we go, looks
Rough.
like the teams are in the lobby, so I will chuck them their links. And then we will get going.
What do you guys expect from Ark Ghost to do differently this time? Anything different in the drafts? Expect anything to be banned out? Anything to be picked? We've
Can't
mentioned
ban.
the TK. Yeah, we mentioned the TK.
And
Could QNF
maybe a
just
more
play it?
traditional support. Yeah, they could play it.
It's
Mm,
definitely first pick worthy.
Maybe you could look to draft something that fits their playstyle a bit better. I'm not really sure on Ark Ghost playstyle, but maybe comfortability here could be more of an important thing, right? Making sure not too mismatched as well. So I think that's always something to take into mind for anything really, unless you're in the pro scene. And like you mentioned already, Joe, not trying to ban out Sir Pi so much because this Diamond 4 is going to have, like you said, a big pool of champions that are going to be able to play well, just based off mechanics alone. But yeah, I'll let Gab walk you through the draft.
Right, Ark are banning out some various mages in mid and set also being banned. I think those might be the same 3 bans as last time. Q and F are sticking to Diana Blitz, but they will ban away the Charm Kent. They don't want Ark getting their hands on that power pick. I can't remember what that means that was swapped out for. I think Shen is now open.
It was Shen, yeah.
So we'll see whether Ark thinks Shen is first pick worthy, or what do they think is first pick worthy here?
Surely
Zeraf
got-
with Ignite. That's what
The
we're seeing.
Seraphine being hovered, and the Seraphine is being picked here as well.
It is a flex pick, so not
Yeah,
revealing too much
definitely.
yet.
I suppose Serpai getting the respect he deserves, realistically, because played it very, very well in the last game, and it's clearly a problem. We do see Mundo being hovered here as
Another
well.
reworked tank top laner. Ooh. It will get locked in.
I wonder what we're going to see paired with that. I wonder if we're going to see a jungle being picked up here. Yep, as predicted, and it is a Jarvan coming out as well. Jarvan being notably quite strong right now. The Gorgon Gasterix build just doing quite a lot for most AD junglers right now as well that you can pick it up on. And it does cause a lot of CC, especially in the mobile champions like Seraphine. If you can lock her down with a Cataclysm, it can just be a problem. But we do see the Mundo being countered by a Kled. What do we think to that?
Good,
It's
yeah.
looking like a Q. It's looking like a Valkyrie 5 run back from QNF at the moment. I'm getting flashbacks to season 1. Jarvan Monday.
Jarvan Mundo. Will we see a Galio come out? Oh my god. I remember that. Oh god. Arc though, they do get the grievous wounds on the Kled to help against that Mundo in lane. And Vayne being locked in. I mean, Vayne is very good into Mundo, but not the most mobile champion to counter a Jarvan.
I think Vayne can tumble out of the Cataclysm when you have ult up, I believe, right? Is
I
it?
don't think so.
I swear, unless it
Because
was
you can't go
patched
through
or
terrain.
I thought it was a thing a while ago. It might have been a thing a while ago. It might have been patched. Might have been a bug. I'm not sure, but I thought she could.
I think it's as it hits. If she
You're
is it?
supposed to get
if she
pulled
dodged-
back.
I think if it's the RQ dodge roll as she's hit with it, she can fade through it.
Oh, that's interesting. I think that's a bug though, or was a bug. Not
Yeah, I
too
mean, it could have
sure.
been patched. I haven't seen it in a while.
Apparently, in season 8, she could.
Okay.
But there we go. Yeah, and it was because she can she used to be able to tumble through Yorick Wall. Not sure if that's still a thing. If anyone knows in chat, please let us know. But we do see the second round of bans coming out. We do see the Cassidin being banned. Obviously, still assuming that this Seraphine is support here. If we do see the Cassidin ban coming out. And we do see a Lulu and the respect
all
on the
bases.
Varus. Yeah, definitely. The respect on the Varus. Obviously, notably a good champ to pick up for QNF. And I wonder what we're going to see the final ban is going to be for Arc here.
QNF have got their LeBlanc this time.
Mm-hmm.
So very interesting pickup there.
From what I'm reading, I'm not sure if it's been patched, but apparently the Vayne tumble still a thing. So I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah, extra points from me just as a morale boost for Arc Ghost if they manage to pull it off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll be very impressed. But we do see a Lucy being picked up and a Hecarim being hovered. Hecarim not really been a champ that you see very often at the moment, right?
Will it be the Hecarim support? Don't do this to me.
They're taking your idea.
Was it like last? Did we see a Hecarim support? What did we see support? We saw something support, and I thought they were gonna. Oh no, it was Lee Sin support. You guys played Lee Sin support, but you didn't go
That
Chanter, so I was
not my
disappointed.
choice. Yeah, yeah.
I thought Preston did a fantastic job.
Thanks. I had to regain my composure after that game by playing some normal.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think O'Neil was very happy either, was he?
No, he needed to go take a break after that.
That was
that random game.
But we do see an Ari being picked up in the mid lane for Arc. Obviously, that survivability and the ultimate away from the Jarvan and the LeBlanc can be just useful in general. And seeing Echo jungle being picked up as well, which obviously with the Ari being locked in as well, does obviously confirm that the Seraphine is going to be support. You never know, could see an Ari, but in the bot lane, but doubtful. And we do see a Lucian being picked up as well. Obviously, notably being more of a double lane as opposed to solo lane now, with the buffs and nerfs, I guess. And then finally a Nami
Lucian
locked in.
Nami, that's a kill lane.
Yeah,
People
definitely.
don't know that's a kill lane. That's a level 1 kill lane there if you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know, you can make a level 1 kill lane out of Lucian Nami, level 1, because you take Nami E and you put it on Lucian, and now he has 3 slow auto attacks. And yeah, for any champion that is not great at getting away from being slowed by like 45%, that's yeah. Um, there you go, and we're going into champ select, so we will be going very soon. But we can continue looking a little bit at this draft. So of course, quite a weak early bot lane from the side of Arc will probably be bullied quite hard by QNF's bot lane. I think we've got a bit of a skill lane matchup in the mid lane with Ari versus LeBlanc, and then top lane we've got the Kled counterpick into Mundo, so we'll have to see how Floopy does with that Kled. This could be a very pivotal point if he can use that counter matchup very well or not. Yeah.
I guess Ark are going to struggle to team fight a little more, depending on how they play it. It seems like they're more of a pick oriented comp, or protect the vein, I guess you could say. But it seems like QNF definitely have more of the team fight, but then at the same time, with the Mundo, you kind of want to fight like through it or around it, because Mundo just goes where he pleases and he's very oppressive. So I'm not really sure how they're going to play this game out, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, interestingly, there's 3 dashes on the side of Arc that can just completely nullify Java. So they can just walk away from any engage they want, pretty much, unless they get caught out by like a good wave / Lucian R. You know, that can just decimate one person straight away if you get the knock up into an R, or the knock up or bubble into a full combo from LeBlanc. So there's a lot of pick potential, and I prefer QNF's draft really. But there are escapes and ways to kite it from Arc if they play it well.
Yeah, definitely. We did see Sveno play the Nami yesterday, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Gab, but played it very well. So maybe taking some inspiration there as well.
I always think Nami's just a really strong champion because the amount of CC she provides, the amount of... Everyone forgets that she provides speed buffs. It's kind of like a Janna passive, but even better because you can provide it to who you want in any direction. People really underrate how strong her E is. It's like, I sometimes just decide to max it. If I'm like, right, I've got a strong ADC, what's the best way? Or they can run people down. Alright, I'm just going to max E. I'm going to give them more damage, even higher slows. I'll just chuck E on them and they'll 1v2 the lane with it. And that's really easy to happen. Yeah. Although I do find Nami quite boring to play. Like, it's fun to play for a game, and then I'm like, right, I've had my Nami game for the month. I'm done.
I don't know how you see people doing it like a million points on the Nami. It confuses me. Yeah, but just really like Fish or really like the champion.
I can understand. I find it really fun,
Yeah.
but personally, I just struggle to play more than one game because I'm like, I don't know.
I love
It's
Nami.
really bad
I
to
love
say it feels too easy. That's I don't like play. It feels too easy.
When's the update coming when they finally make it so that she doesn't need boots, similar to Cassiopeia? Come on.
Oh,
Let's have a scaling movement speed and open up another slot.
I mean, she's a fish though, right?
yeah. Honestly, it fits, and she's far enough down on new champions in terms of random passives added in. Why can't she have it?
Yeah, and I don't think she's that like OP, is she? I mean, they're buffing enchanters, aren't they? The world's patch, aren't they? So she might see some more higher priority, but I don't see her taking away ever from a spot from Lulu, because Lulu's just perma broken in terms of the enchanter role. So
Yeah, she's just always going to be
why
one of the
not?
best
Why
enchanters
not
unless
free a
they
space
rework
up?
her. Yeah.
Why not?
Lulu's like a new champion, but was created 10 years ago or whatever it fucking is at this point.
I hate Lulu.
But just because her abilities do different things on allies and enemies, so she essentially has like 5 abilities, not.
She just offers everything, and it's just why? That's
For the
the
main
doesn't offer damage unless you build full damage.
I don't know.
I
She
will
still
point
does
that
pretty
out.
substantial damage. Like if you hit the E, the Q, it still does quite a bit of damage, especially in the early game. Like when you hit that.
Okay, early game it can, but later on it just falls off a fucking cliff. Like,
I suppose, but you're not expecting that, are you, really, unless you're building damage. You're expecting the polymorph and the survivability, but Champ's just very annoying regardless.
I want an AP Serpent's Fang. That's what I want. Just make it so that I can take a
Yes.
shield off, please.
Should we get a poll out, Gab, for the second game?
what kind of poll?
Who's gonna win?
Sure. Here we go.
I'm just gonna grab some water once.
Yeah. I have my apple juice nice and comfortably next to me. Apple juice is the best juice.
There we go. You've got a 5-minute poll in chat. That's probably way too long, actually. Spectator delay is only 2 minutes. But will... Oh no, I spelt rise wrong. Okay, will Arc Ghost rise from the grave to win game 2? Yes or no?
Yes, a cold glass of apple juice is absolutely godlike. Thank you very much. Apple juice is just better than like orange juice or blackcurrant juice or pineapple juice. It's the best juice.
What about cocoa juice?
Cocoa juice?
That'd be hot chocolate.
But no.
What about cow juice? That'd be milk.
I do like milk.
Yeah, the milk's pretty good.
A glass of milk is delightful, but apple juice is still top tier.
How about juniper juice? That's gin.
Now, have you tried rum and apple juice, Gab? That's the question.
I haven't.
It is amazing. So anyone that likes apple juice in the chat, try rum and apple juice. It will change your life if you like alcohol. I promise you. Hampy's tip of the day. All right. It's gonna be. I'm gonna have a tip every time.
And you can call it rumple juice.
There we go.
Sounds terrible. So imagine walking into a bar.
Have a rumple juice.
Bartender, give me a glass of your finest rumple juice.
It just sounds like you're mixing apple juice and Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, I don't know why it sounds kind of pervy.
Yeah, just a little bit. Water over all, get out.
I mean, water is better than everything, but
I suppose it's needed, yes, but like, is the taste really better? Now, flavored water's pretty good. I like flavored water.
Water does taste different no matter depending where you are.
It does. It does. Better as you go further up north.
Ooh.
Especially in the UK.
I've returned.
Not so sure about that one.
What's your take on this, Preston? Does water taste better as you go further up north?
I think it depends.
Dunno.
I prefer hard water areas, wherever you get hard water.
Yeah, true.
You
Which tend
know
to be
what? I
better
don't think
for
I've ever. I could never tell a difference anywhere I've gone. I'm just like, yeah, tap water. As long as it's cold, I'm good.
Have you tasted tap water in London? Yes, it tastes like nothing. It's terrible.
No, I think I've been to London 3 times total, and I hated it every time I went. It was.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not.
not a
Not a big
London.
city fan. No.
Yeah, I mean, I live in a city, but
that
like
loading
London
screen
was
was
just.
instant.
I'm not a fan of London.
No, I'm not a big fan of London,
sorry
but
to
I
any
keep going
Londoners.
there.
No, I studied in Plymouth, so I'm a bit more used to the countryside around it.
Anyway, we're getting into game 2 between Arc Ghost and QNF Coordination Inferno. We do see various summoners coming out. We have the barrier on the Seraphine support, which is a little different to what we usually see. Both mid laners taking Ignite over Teleport this time. Ignite on the Nami. We have Exhaust on the Lucian. Nothing else I can see that's particularly strange. Take it away, guys. What do you want to talk about for all of that?
Do you see Exhaust coming out? The Salty Duck.
Yeah,
Salty
I mean, I
Ducky.
think he's just going for the hard 1v1s whenever he sees somebody. As soon as he sees Cedric, if he gets a little bit ahead, I expect him to just.
Yeah, I mean,
With
you
the
would
one we
probably
want.
favour the Vayne, right, with the ultimate up. Just being able to avoid the culling, which can cause so many problems. Especially with the Nami engaged you if you manage to hit the wave as well. So definitely something to notice there.
I just don't get the barrier hit from Kenny. He's not. I don't understand it, but hey, I didn't
Did he have
understand
barrier?
the Seraphine mid pick last game, and I was proven wrong. So maybe he knows something I don't.
I mean, Kenny had exhaust last game, but we didn't understand that. So maybe he's just the absolute king of random summoner spells.
Yeah, maybe he's playing Ultimate Bravery. Maybe he's just decided whatever.
Kenny, please let us know your
Randomize
thought
summoners.
processes behind the both these summoner spells. We're intrigued. No flame, other than Preston flaming you.
Maybe he's trying to bait it out or something. He's like shield then barrier, like oh,
Potentially,
trying
I
to dive me.
Forget.
I suppose the thought process could be that the survivability is more important. Like if you're trying to keep your Vayne alive.
It's easier to press barrier than press exhaust. To be honest. Barrier stops everyone, exhaust stops one
Yeah,
person. But
true.
Arca walking face first into Salty Duck and Forest Friend here. The
Oh, the
bubble
bubble
misses.
misses.
They took bubble first. Oh, I'm not so sure about the bubble first. They do
That's
end up getting the flash for nothing.
so unfortunate. But yeah, I suppose the flash is important. But I think the bubble idea was maybe just to make sure that stop the flash coming out.
Yeah.
But
Isgirl
they got
doing
it anyway.
ultimate bravery because they're in again. They're not doing ultimate bravery, but they're sort of doing ultimate bravery. They're doing
Do you want to
random...
explain, Joe, since
Yeah,
you're on the
you wanna
team?
take it?
We are playing random champions, I think, in game 1. We only did it twice the other day because we felt bad about the AFK situation that happened with just then. So we felt they should have another go at the random champions. So we're playing random champions, and we're gonna just play them anywhere we feel like it. So game 1.
But you will be aware of where they're playing prior to the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. We're putting ourselves in draft order before we roll, before we decide where we're playing. So.
So sort of ultimate bravery, but without the items, I guess.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
the-
sort of like that.
So we should have a little bit closer games without it being over straight away. Serpai getting the better of Cyrex here in the mid lane. And Cedric taking a lot of damage. Also, they have got a sizable advantage here, Salty Duck and Forest Friend in that bottom lane. Sad for them that they missed the bubble level 1. I think I would have liked to see the E take level 1. It is like 150 bonus damage. People don't quite realize how much extra damage it gives.
Yeah, I mean, I can see his thought process there. Maybe he just like fat fingered it, missed the bubble, missed the mouse flick or something, and just messed up. Because like if he hits the bubble there, she's like 100% dead.
Yeah.
Decently job on looking bot side though. Maybe looking for a potential dive.
Yeah, that is an extremely low vein that they know does not have flash.
Jungle Diff just looking to back though. Oh no, cancelled his pre-call. I mean, surely you dived that, right? I mean,
I
you'd
would-
He
have
saw Kenny's barrier and he thought twice. That was it.
I would go for that dive if I was jungle. I think
Yeah.
if you kill the vein here, she just falls so far behind, the lane becomes unplayable.
Do you see
Ooh,
a trade in the
big
top
fight
side?
in top side. Floopy being taken really low will go
It's a
down.
solo bowler.
Does not get the skull back in time, and that's really not what you wanted, especially when you got that counter pick in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was really well played by DebDub to play around the Skull passive. I think he did a really good job there. I think Floopy just underestimating and not respecting the Mundo damage there. But anyway, we see both junglers around the bot side. Seems like Salty Ducky and Forest Friend are just taking so much advantage of this early game damage. Looking to just push in. You'd expect to see a recall here after pushing this wave.
And I will point out Forest
23
Friend.
farm diff in bot lane, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty
There's
phenomenal.
a big wave. Might get quite a bit of it. Fort Knox
Oh.
also here. But there's
Oh,
a fight
well,
in mid lane
camera.
as well.
Camera!
Not
Camera,
much happening.
please!
TP into the bot lane, but I don't think anything's really going to happen. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
I mean, pretty well played by Ark to force the Mundo TP. I suppose it gets declared back into the game here as well.
Does get the Kled some valuable time. What's he actually doing with that? He's sort of freezing it, so not the best. Mundo's going to be able to pretty much just walk back up. It's
Notably,
actually
one
probably going
thing
to go
to
for this gank on Cyrex in the mid lane. There's no ult on the Ahri.
Does that
Just gonna
flash?
struggle to walk out and just gets walked down by the Mundo.
Did have flash though, so.
I think maybe underestimated the Mundo damage a little bit.
I think
Yeah,
Cyrex kind of trolled mid lane because he could have just flash auto ignited
Yeah.
high there, and it was a definite kill, 100%. She had no.
Even
protein
so,
damage.
just saving the flash, like, I think flashing out there, you get out with that from the Mundo, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like also earlier when Serpai just walked out, she had flash ignite, she had everything up. Like,
Yeah,
just take it, just go. You've got
Yeah.
ignite for a reason. You may as well just try it.
definitely. Yeah, especially if you're looking to get the lane advantage. You both mid laners taking the ignite as well. You're obviously looking to create that kill pressure.
I'll say Forest Friend skin game on point this series. We see had the green skin in the first game, has the best Nami skin. How
You're definitely winning
points.
over Goblet's heart here.
I mean, who doesn't love Earth the Narmity? It's the best skin.
True. You're not wrong. But one thing to mention with the Ari as well is they've picked up the Dark Seal. Obviously, it's quite I guess gold efficient in a sense. Like it gives decent stats. So I suppose getting the Munda, obviously didn't have any stacks yet, but the Munda picking up the solo ball as well is useful.
Does it still give that passive where you heal more, or is that just like 2 seasons ago? No.
I think they got rid of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Did
sure.
they get rid of it because of the singed build where you would just like?
I think that was
Get
part
3
of the
in.
reason, yeah. Because it was enabling proxy singe too much.
This
Yeah,
could be a dead Munda on the top lane though.
But Floopy being taken incredibly low is actually 100 health. Oh, Skull does not get to him in time and he does go down, meaning D-Dub will probably still fall Fort Knox. Oh no! Mundo
Did
healing
he?
up here. He does eat in. Will get the final
Oh,
kill.
good.
He does get it in the end. Has to ult though to keep himself alive. An absolute disaster in the top lane.
I mean, really well played from Deb to get the kill and nearly kill the.
Ducky
Oh,
flashing forwards the
Oh, good
Q.
flash. Good
Jeez,
flash.
this Vayne is getting bullied in this bot lane.
Oh,
He's a
but jungle
30
diff
CS
is
kid.
here.
Oh no!
EQ ult, and that is
Wait,
down.
why didn't he barrier? He just.
Kenny has to try and stay alive through this. 100 health
Oh,
on both
no.
the bot lane. Here comes. I've forgotten the champion's name. Here comes
Kled.
Kled. My brain today. Kenny will
I thought
pick
you
up
could
that
be like,
kill.
I thought you'd be like, here comes Kenny, like, give.
Yeah, I was about to say that. No, my brain was like, the champion's not called Kenny. What the fuck? What are you saying?
You could have got like such a good like reference there, like like a film reference if it was actually Kenny, but it wasn't. You
Yeah,
ruined it.
I was about to say it, and I was like, it's not Kenny. Damn it.
Actually,
Oh.
technically, it's Kenny's fault because he's playing the wrong champion. So
Kenny did pick up the kill there, actually. Though,
yeah,
on the Seraphine, so that's pretty good.
it's still
And,
Kenny's fault. He ruined the film reference. Blame him.
Both times Seraphine has been played, it's actually been the exact same skin, the blue, light blue style of the
I think
ultimate.
it's pretty much the skin everyone uses, though, right?
Oh, I used the first one, the pink one of the
Oh
ultimate.
yeah. They're looking for another kill. I suppose
It's
Echo
onto
has
the
no
tower,
order here.
so much damage. Fornox trying to get out. He will get out just in time.
Very well played there by Fort Knox.
Kill to the Echo. I think he would have liked it on the Ari, considering she has Dark Seal. One
The
thing I
farm
will
difference in
say,
bot lane.
Forest Friend is putting the E on himself. Don't like that. You have a Lucian. The E impels the next 3 auto attacks that are thrown out. If you put it on Lucian, he can spam that, and your E basically becomes a burst damage. And the E does a decent amount. Like,
Maybe just misclick once, twice. I'm not sure.
oh no, a lot of Nami players, like I would usually use it on myself as well. But when you have a Lucian, it specifically becomes a lot better using it on your AD carry because, especially in the early game, Lucian can just burst that damage out. And,
If that's the case and he used it on the Lucian more, would you think they'd have picked up a kill?
I think there are times because you can just run them down.
Mm.
Like especially with these 2 champions,
Mm-hmm.
flash on them, run on them. It's like a 30% slow level 1 on each auto attack.
Yeah.
What was the idea of this roam from Cyrex there? It was like completely envisioned just take XP from the bot lane. I'm confused.
They
Maybe
did get to
create
move
pressure, I'm
into
not
the
sure.
river. I'm not sure what they planned to do with it. I kind of expected they wanted to back, but they've not actually backed. So,
Mm.
If they'd backed there, they could have been like, yeah, Cyrex came down and helped us back. But,
Game is slowing down now, though. A bit of a slower game in comparison to the first one. Not as bloodthirsty for both teams. Looking like Ark are playing it a little bit safer. We do see this Echo being quite strong at this point. Picked up the Hextech Rocket Belt now. And we'll be looking to one-shot this Lucian later on. We don't know what Echo can do once he gets a few kills and a few items.
oh,
as I say
Cedric
that,
being
though-
taken incredibly low. Does heal to get out of that one. Maybe a bit scared of Salty Duck being able to flash forwards or culling, but probably would have been safe there. Cyrex taking a little bit of an awkward path, but won't get punished for it. D-Dub and Floopy with continuous fights. Floopy does interrupt there. Oh, a beautiful Charm to Forest Friend. being taken incredibly low, will go down in the end. That goes into the pockets of Cedric. I'm not entirely sure how Kenny fell there, but he did go down in the end. The auto attack does not come out, and Cedric will pick up the kill onto Salty Duck as well. Really
Did Salty
big
Ducky
there.
cancel his auto then on the Vayne? Did you just not get it off in time?
I think his E took long enough that he didn't get the auto attack, but I'm not sure whether he could have got the
Yeah.
auto out without dying. Floopy not having the best time into the Mundo here. I would have thought Kled would be a counter because he has the, what is it, bear trap on a rope that gives grievous wounds, but apparently it's just not enough against Mundo.
He's going to have to take a back here as well, as Mundo's going to force him this wave and make him lose quite a lot here.
I think if we're being fair to Floopy, he's playing against a champion that was made after him, so automatically
Automatically you're at
Dub has the
disadvantage. That is very
advantage,
true.
yeah.
True.
Oh, but then which bot lane should have the advantage? Because Seraphine's the newest
Oh.
champion, but Lucian was mini reworked recently.
Oh, the chain's just
I
missing
don't know.
there.
Ooh. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Lucian's winning the bot lane, so clearly it's whatever the most recent change is, right? That's the strongest.
We do
That's
see
true.
Jarvan
That's why
picking up-
Tom Kench was banned, and that's why it was picked last game.
Yeah.
The most recent change.
That
picking up the
explains
second
why
Drake, though, Q and F.
explains why LeBlanc's slightly up on Ari, right? I think LeBlanc got changed more recently than Ari.
She got reverted back to the way she was when she was like in season 2 or 3. So
It's a change.
revert but change, yeah.
Anyway, there are trades going on across the map. Oh, Sarx is ganking the top lane. The Ignite goes down into D-Dub. That's 3 under the
Three-man
tower.
dive.
Surprise here to support, but they get the 1 kill very easily there. Ult back in by Fort Knox. It's a 2-for-1 in the end. Both kills go onto the Echo. If you're playing Sarx here, you're quite sad. You bought the Dark Seal and you're just getting assists.
I think Fort Knox is playing this Echo really well. Taking advantage of the
Root
DW,
goes
put in the right
onto-
places. I think he's playing very well here, and he's 2 levels up on this Jarvan here. I'm not quite sure if he expected to win that trade or just looking to pressure him off the wave.
Kind
Probably
of
just
surprised he didn't go for it, but I guess maybe he wasn't like thinking straight about back timings and how they've just respawned. Maybe he was worried about teleport, but it's already down for DevDub. I don't know. Definitely was winning that fight, and then he could have taken another wave.
Yeah, maybe just best to play it safe than sorry. I mean, he does have a 450 goal shutdown, so I suppose being safe is fair enough. We do see a charm landing those pilots to engage. It could be a free kill though. Oh, never mind, backing off and leaving the second chain to not connect fully.
Yep, there is a corrupting pot in the pockets of Surprise, so he can heal up, whereas the Arya will not be able to heal up anywhere near as consistently. Has to stack that Q.
On that item, man. Get rid of it. Just come
Corrupting
on.
pot, yeah.
It's like the do you remember the old red pots? You used to just be able to pop it and then just like get free health and then free AD. It was like 150 AD or something, I think it was, or 150. It was something ridiculous.
Back in the days of mana pots, was it?
Yeah.
Crystalline flask.
Yeah, and then you had like the red pot where you could just pop it and you just got more HP and then more AD and you could just bait people into fights. The olden days. It's a lot of trades going on
jumps
the
back
bot lane.
in. Tidal Wave goes down, it does miss them both. Culling is used and Cedric walks straight into it and does go down in the end. Now Kenny's trying to run away, Bubble does hit. Salty Ducky's incredibly low, has to play it kind of safe. E does go onto him to let him follow up. There's a lot of damage being put in. He will jump away, keep himself alive, allow Jungle Diff to take that kill.
Salty Ducky must be pretty angry Ducky now, not picking up any kills there.
Pretty salty.
Yeah, angry Ducky, not picking up any kills there. Forest friend picking up the shutdown on the Vayne there, and then the Jarvan is picking up the second kill as well. Either way, I think it's still pretty good as they do get turret in the bot side, and DevDub just getting abused by this Echo in the top side.
Yeah, I think Fort Knox there wanted to try and get first turret, but not quite in time. And as we move towards later on, it is 8-8, exact same gold. Arc just ticked up slightly ahead. There we go, back to the same gold. Well, basically the same gold. but the dragons are in favor yet again of QNF. They have been more proactive when it comes to the dragon game, and it is paying off for them. They got Infernal game 1, and they got an Ocean in this game where, I mean, the enemy team's going to build Grievous Wounds anyway, so it's not like Ocean's going to suddenly make them buy it. Oh, but Cyrex, I'm not sure what happened there. We just saw the end of that. It goes down. Forest Friend trying to get away, does use the Tidal Wave. Stun will probably come out. He does sidestep it, trying to get away, but will go down in the end. Fight is very slow.
Fort Knox is doing so much damage in this Echo, causing so many problems.
It's just feeling
So
like a repeat of last game.
Yeah,
Strong
it really
early,
is.
They focus top and then they've given up Dragon.
That's a very nice stun there.
Oh, and that's the
Unfortunately,
Cataclysm
pick it up.
keeping 2 in there. Kenny very low, will go down in the end. Surply jumping onto Fort Knox. Fort Knox is down. Jungle Diff staying alive. I'm not sure where all that health is coming from. Oh, it's Gore Drinker, of course. Cedric now trying to trade onto Surply, will get it and stay alive in the end.
I think Fort Knox died with his ult up there, which is super unfortunate, but also I'm maybe not expecting so much damage coming out there either.
Could be.
And it was a rather big shutdown as well that went over to the LeBlanc as well.
Oh my
So,
god, that Vayne
not
healing
ideal.
from
Might have
also.
been
She has no
Yeah, true.
items for healing. She's healing 39 per auto attack just from a Doran's Blade and Runes.
Floopy just overstepping, unfortunately, there. Falling a little bit behind on this Kled, but I suppose as Kled ult comes in, can be quite nice. Cyrus looking to
for
engage.
something. Forest Friend being taken incredibly low. Ignite goes down. He should fall in the end there, but Cyrex is now in trouble, trying to get away from D-Dub. Kenny and Cedric are there to keep their mid laner alive. Cyrex finally getting the first kill. Unfortunately, he sold the Dark Seal.
He sold it. I just saw that. I was looking for it.
Things you hate to see.
Yeah, he'd lost all the stacks. I thought, oh, I may as well sell this, and then
I think he lost all motivation to keep it, to be honest with you.
maybe it is an unlucky charm. Maybe he can only get kills without Dark Seal.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going Verdant Barrier then, so he's definitely going for the Banshees to stop the chains dropping on him this much.
At least
makes
stop the first tick of damage.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, what's it not
Oh,
stop
Kenny
the...
could be in trouble.
Stop Tsunami Bubble as well, though.
Yeah, but I
And
think
then the wave too.
Surply would just have to press Q first, right, and then chains, and still double chain.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Mundo Q can proc it too, so anything really, even Jarvany. If you get
It's
lucky.
such a feels bad item right now.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
oh,
Like, imagine your Banshee's getting procced by a flagpole.
Oh,
cat
Cat
attack.
sorry, cat attack.
It
I'm surprised
happens.
he's gone tier again. Can he not just... I guess he's got an Echo on his team, so he's not going to get any blue priority maybe, plus his Echo's fed, but...
Rengar ganked tower jungle.
Yeah, and I think it's partly as well when you're against a LeBlanc. LeBlanc's mana costs are kind of disgustingly low, and she always starts corrupting pots, so she always just W's the wave down. You need enough mana to clear the waves. I can see why. I don't personally
Yeah.
really like it, but I can
I
see
just don't
why.
like tier. I don't think tier's in that good of a spot at the moment for mid laners. Like, in terms of
No.
mages anyway.
The resume's coming out
Passives
there now.
just give way too much compared to AP, so even when you finish it, the fact that it's like a 150 AP item at the end, it's like still not entirely worth it. Did it just pause for everyone else?
Mhm.
Yes.
I think we're having some technical difficulties here, guys. I do apologise for what's going on. Hopefully we get it fixed in a second.
Is it some strange thing because we've paused? Are they like waiting this
Oh,
Oh, there we
there
go.
we go.
Resumed. Sorry
Just-
about that,
just-
guys. That's a strange one.
So you
Ignore
guys
it.
are on the same timing, I'll count for a little while. 205, 06, 07, 08,
I'm like,
alright.
I'm like
09,
half a second ahead.
10.
But do you want me to pause or?
Nah, it's up to you.
I'm on 215, 216, 17,
Yeah, it's the same.
18. Yeah, cool.
Same.
Cool. I paused for like half a second. That was a strange one. Not sure why that happened. Hopefully, there's no more
Cledol
counterattacks.
is coming in. won't actually catch on to anyone, but the TP dead up might be in a bad situation. Does get condemned away. QNI is on the back line here, cataclysming in, will go down to the vein. Cedric is pretty much untouched in this fight so far, trying to run down Serpine for his friend, but he's on his own. Kenny trying to back him up, but Cedric is the front line and he will go down. They're trying to catch him now. Chains did land, but so another one picked up. It's just Cyrex on the Ahri left to try and defend this. Charm goes wide.
God, I just want to jump in that call now and be like, stop diving a tank at tier 1 and then your whole team gets destroyed from behind, please.
Yeah, I think Fort Knox altered back on the tower as well to the Jarvan as well. Which obviously picked up the kill and did a lot of damage, but not really what you want in that situation.
At this point, just ignore Monday. He doesn't exist anymore. Everybody else exists.
Yeah.
Just ignore him.
As we said, just fight round him, or even through him if you need to. But he's just kind of a nuisance almost.
I mean, especially with his passive spell shield. Like, even if you land a CC, that's going to be taken.
Yeah.
Then you've got to get another CC on him anyway, and then he's a tank under a tower anyway. So there's not many places where you actually dive him anymore now that it's gotten to sort of.
I mean, you kill this Lucian and this LeBlanc, and QNF don't have mostly any sort of damage really. So I guess just that your main focus. I mean, the Echo can probably nearly one-shot this Lucian, right? I mean, it's kind of Echo's primary job at this point in the game. So you'd expect to see that, and then Vayne just trying to do a job of shredding through. But we saw Serpai playing that very well. Looks like Floopy may be dead here, and it's going to be a kill donated over to Forest Friend. Lovely bubble.
Is that a Baron call? Yeah.
Yeah,
it is a Baron call.
See QNF
Clever
on the
call
bot
as
side
well.
of the map, and they do go for the Baron. They have some members there that are very quick at taking Baron, but will they get it in time?
Walking over. I think
they've got
Serpai
that,
might
I think.
know.
They're just clearing out their mid wave. They don't quite realize yet that, I mean, the pink blue ward did come down. Steal was attempted, but that is a nice Baron take from the side of Arc.
Yeah, really well played. Fantastic call as well. I definitely think that helps him relieve the pressure a little bit, especially on the lane side as well. And I guess it prevents QNF from picking up as well. But I think your primary focus at this point is just making sure Serpai doesn't get free roam and of your backline, really, which was quite the case in the last fight, right?
Yep. We'll go Soul Point over to the side of QNF. So very close to picking up that Ocean Soul.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a problem on the Mundo.
So I'm missing the skill shots, but still doing a chunk of damage.
Maybe we'd like to see Serpai pick up the Dark Seal instead this game.
Or would it be
Probably. I mean,
well stacked by now?
Or even Fort Knox.
or even the barrier Seraphine.
I'm not gonna lie. Not seeing much use out of it just yet.
Oh, you never know.
But
You might just make the game-winning play with it.
You never know. We'll hope, Kenny. We'll pray for it. But looking like Q and F are gonna just try de-push this wave, and maybe wait for this Baron to run out.
Yeah,
I think
much.
they can.
Okay.
Not much they can do.
Yeah, not much they can have really gotten from this Baron. To try.
Yeah, I'm looking to maybe get engaged though. I'm not sure if Serpai meant to do that, or if it was just coincidental timing.
Ooh. Skills just being thrown out. Not really much actually happening.
Worth mentioning though, if one of them single echo stuns lands on a couple of Q and F, it can cause a lot of issues. But please do not dive this tier 1 tower. You have a Baron. Just siege.
They're slowly doing it. They
Otherwise,
will get that
Joe
tower.
might
Charm
kill
did hit onto Serpai. Q and F jungler has jumped into the backline, trying to get away now. Will pop Floopy off of Skull. Floopy may be in
That is
trouble here. Does go
dead
down to
Floopy.
Serpai in the end. There's the engage with the Cataclysm. Really
It's a
nice
very
ultimate
nice
from Kenny.
encore.
Cullen goes down, but not able to pick any up. It's a 4v4 left alive. Fortnox trying to go in. Will have to use the ultimate very soon to go out. That's a lot of damage into Sir Ducky, but he can't quite finish that kill. It is a 3 for 2 in the end in favour of QNF.
Floopy just seemed to forget that he couldn't heal up past a certain point without Scar. There, he was taking plant, you know, trying to get health back, and nothing was happening because he's already reached the max of his clad health without Scar. So that was a bit.
I think they've seen
strange.
Floopy overextend a couple of times in this game. Maybe it's just a bit of lackluster, a bit of tilt coming out because he's fallen quite far behind. So it is really unfortunate. But I think he just needs to play around his team. Like, you're going to be the tank, you're going to still do damage. Like, wait for your second item, wait to ult in at the right time. And can still do damage there. But I think Arca still needing to make sure that this Vayne can get off the damage because I don't know if you saw her in that fight, but trying to shred down the Mundo. And then once Cled's out of the way, it's difficult for even Seraphine's out of the way. It's difficult for Cedric to actually do any damage without getting one shot.
Yeah, always worth remembering Vayne, extremely low range AD carry.
Definitely.
Yeah, he has to play it well. You know, with Lucian, you can just kind of half-ass it and then throw an ult out, and you're probably doing more damage than Vayne if she's playing like moderately well. So
Banshee's popped off of Fortnox. That's a 40-second window before it comes back up. QNF just forcing the priority on this dragon, knowing that they are the stronger team fight right now.
Surely you have to fight this if you're Arc, right? It's a soul point and an ocean for the side of the Mundo. Going to be a problem.
yeah, have to go through it. It needs to be a big ult from
Floopy
Seraphine.
with a attempt at a flank will get rooted up in the end. He could end up going down here. He does use the unstoppable. Nice jump forward from Sir Pi to make sure that's interrupted. It does put QNF in the
Prime
driver's
position,
seat here.
It's a nice charm.
Encore won't
Encore
get
only
any
landed on the Mundo.
spell immune.
Oh.
Fortnox
Gonna have
has
to
gone
force ult
in.
here.
He's stunned into knock up and he goes down. Cyrix there does use the Ari ultimate to get out of the Cataclysm.
Oh,
Kenny
barrier!
with the barrier does
Oh.
actually keep him alive a little
Oh.
bit longer, but he will go down in the end. Cedric trying to kill Sir Pi here.
Oh,
Will
the
get taken down
exhaust.
with the W. Distortion, just too much damage.
I think that puts QNF in a very, very, very good position.
FF
Hanging
it,
in the
it's
barrel.
over.
Floopy just... Oh, the surrender vote did get failed.
Oh, did it? Who tried
Yeah,
to
just,
drill
just,
that?
just as you said that, yeah.
One
But-
thought this game is over. I mean, they are allowed to surrender, but surrender if they really think the game's over. But of course, we like people to play it out, try and keep trying to win. You never know.
Sometimes these are the best games to learn from.
Sometimes teams super throw.
Yeah, definitely. But I
So
think
now the question is, who did that FF come from?
Yeah, I
Is
love
it Fortnox in frustration that he was 5-0 at one point in this game, and now his team
Ugh.
is just...
it's sad times, but I think Floopy just got caught out again, trying to do too much at this point, right? Like, you're
I'm just
already
disappointed
behind.
at these Seraphine ults, man. She's like hitting Mundo and not.
But it's the one
clipping,
person you don't need to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Ark are trying too much at this point. Like, just take the calculated picks and the small advantages, farm up. You have a Vayne, right? Like, try get as much as you can funnel onto this Vayne. She has 3 items now. Try your best to protect that as much as possible, as opposed to trying to force fights. But that being said, QNF are playing it very well, waiting patiently to make their picks, catching out Floopy at any time he's just slightly out of position. And it's going very well for them.
And just in a bit of a lull state, although the Baron has been secured. QNF not really using it too aggressively just yet. Oh, but maybe here Floopy and Cyrex are a little out of position. Ultimate is used by Cyrex. Floopy in trouble again. But there's a nice encore, but there's no follow-up. The Cataclysm
That's so
into the
unfortunate.
Tidal Wave. Cyrex will go down. He had no way out of the Cataclysm there.
There's your encore you wanted, Preston. Just unfortunate at the wrong time.
Unfortunately, there was no follow-up a bit too late into the game.
Yeah.
QNF, you would expect, will try and end off of this. 2 characters down.
So
There's the
by
jump
doing so
forward,
much damage.
slows onto Kenny. Barrier will keep him alive just a little bit longer, but he will get picked up by the Q from the Jarvan in the end. Inhibitor being
Jungle Biff's
forced
done a
down.
fantastic job this game. Really, really well played and using his Cataclysm at the right times, pressuring off the backline, pressuring off the front line even. And I think he's done a really good job of controlling the map. He's put so much pressure this game. And I definitely think he's been one of the big differences in both of these games, to be honest with you. And he's playing fantastically. But here's another win for QNF.
Yep, that is game 2 going over to the side of QNF. A 2-0 from them, fairly clean. I mean, it's worth noting, Arc did have some nice early games. They did get some advantages, but they just weren't able to convert those into wins. Hopefully we'll see them come back stronger, continuing on. I mean, I think they did well.
Definitely, I agree.
When you look at the difference in ranks, they definitely showed up here and showed that we are here to play. Maybe they lost both games, but it wasn't like they got absolutely stomped.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do think there's definitely positives to take for Arc. Like you mentioned, the early game was really well played. I think just at some points, unfortunately, lost by either being just hesitant or I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. There's obviously some points where it went wrong, but still really well played, but nothing to take away from QNF, who played that game both games very, very well. But are we feeling to do interviews, or if anyone's interested, Gab?
We can do interviews if someone wants an interview. Let's
definitely.
grab the stream and move it over to my screen so I can see what's going on.
If anyone from either team's interested in jumping in, discussing a few things from both games, feel free to let us know. We'll
Jump
drag
in the
you
waiting to move channel.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone from chat wants Forest and Diff for an interview. If either of them want to, of course, it's not mandatory. We're not going to force anyone into interviews. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But if someone from either of the teams wants to be interviewed, we can jump in. We can
Feel free to come in.
Arc had a really good early in both games, and I also for the ADC on the side of Arc to not tilt after getting that far behind in the early was pretty good.
Oh, the mental was strong for sure.
Yeah, I just think maybe less focus on diving tanks under tier 1 when 5 people are around is maybe the call. I think maybe working on their team fighting and priorities in team fights is probably the way to go for them.
Yeah, definitely really well played there. Don't know if anyone from either team's feeling jumping in. Is anyone from Coordination Inferno jumping in? Sir Pi wants an interview. If you can jump into waiting to be moved on the thing on the.
It's near the top of the Discord.
Yeah, you can see it near the top,
just
on the
below where
casting
we
couch.
are. And
Yeah,
then we
pretty
can
much.
go in.
Then we can drag you in. So feel free to hop in if you're not sure. Can we drag them in from their team thing?
If you
I
really
mean,
want
if
to.
not, we can just do some MVPs.
Oh
We
yeah.
can discuss MVPs while we wait. Yeah, I mean, does that?
Do we want to do it for the whole series, or do we want to?
Yeah, we can. I think we can do it for both. We did it for game 1, right? We can do it for game 2, and then the whole series. I suppose just we'll. I suppose we can decide on game 2, and then we can put a poll up for the whole series, right? If you guys like.
Yeah, I think it's got to go to Sir Pi probably.
Drag Butcher Boy for the interview. Okay. We will drag them in a second. If you want.
Speed.
Yeah, I'll do it now. Yeah. Oh, hold on.
There you go. You got 5 minutes.
Hold on.
Vote for your MVP.
Could just be his team
game.
trolling him as well.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
Hello.
hello. Just to check first. Do you want to be interviewed?
I mean, I don't mind. Why? If you have like some questions to ask me, then I'll answer them. I don't. Just don't leave me floundering.
That's fine.
There we go. Guys, you got some questions? I'll let you go with that.
Yeah, sure. So just wanted to hear your thoughts on the
Uh,
games really, and how
think-
you think they went.
Yeah, no, I think our drafts went very well. Our whole plan, the first game was to take the Tam Kench, and we got it pretty decisively. The Dragon Steel on the Varus pretty much set the tempo for the game, in my opinion.
Very
And
quickly,
then,
what's your in-game name? So people
I'm
know.
Jungle Diff.
There we go.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just we lost early game in both games. Have to give it to Ark for that. They kind of took the early game off us, but we kept their cool and we just took every fight. We were very patient on the Ari charm in the second game. If you noticed, Roberto was waiting every single time. Sir Pai every single time was waiting to engage. And the first game, I just have to mention my amazing Xin Zhao play that none of you covered, and it really hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Basically won the game.
Insect.
We apologise, but no.
But
either way, it was really well played. Especially the second game, notably for me, like the pressure you created with the Jarvan. Is that a pick you've been practicing quite consistently, or is it just something you played in the past?
you know, Jarvan would be one of my champions that I would be playing. Don't know if I should be saying that, but yeah, no, Xin Zhao was kind of my more go-to, but I felt like I wasn't doing enough in the first game on Xin, so I decided to change it up and go for more aggression. I have to give it to the other jungler, was Fort Knox. Playing Echo into Jarvan and he still won the early game.
Yeah,
But,
the Echo was definitely a problem at some stage.
He wasn't, he just couldn't transition his lead hard enough. Our bot lane just won too aggressively. There were won too much in the early game. And the dragon, our dragon control and our ward vision was very good.
Yeah,
So
definitely. You guys played the mid and late game very, very well. Is
Yeah,
there anything you want to learn from these games? Anything you want to take into the future? Or are you keeping it under lock and key?
Yeah, totally gonna keep it under. You know, top secret. I can't be letting out all my secrets. You know what I mean?
No, that's
know?
fair enough. But either way, really well played, and we'll look forward to seeing you again on the Rift for the next game.
Yeah, cool, man. I'll see you later.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Just for everyone in chat, there is a MVP poll. I mean, is it for the overall series? Is it for the game? Who knows? It's in there. There's only one vote so far. Make sure to get your votes in. Does it mean anything? I don't know. Is anyone keeping track of these? Maybe they'll come back and keep track.
I don't know, but I think it's just fun. But
It's fun.
You can keep
Give the
track of it for
players
your
that
team
you care
individually.
about. Anyway,
Keep
what
track of
games
it
do we
yourself.
have coming up? I don't think we have any games tomorrow, but we might have what was played today that we didn't get to stream. Today
didn't
there
use Crescent
was
Solari.
Crescent
Cataclysm.
Solari Cataclysm.
Yeah.
So that will either get done tomorrow if people are around, if anyone who can stream it is around to do it, or maybe Sunday if you want to do it Sunday, Hampy, but that's up to you if you only want to do the one or if you don't feel up to it. I'll cover on Monday.
Yeah, I think me and Zoe are doing Q and I versus Fuji Assassins on Sunday, and then a VOD review maybe later afterwards.
Yeah, we have the VODs ready, so you can take a look at how long they are and think about how to fit it in if that's best. And then we've got another game there, which I assume will be done on Monday as VOD. Yeah, I guess the next thing to talk about is next week, maybe. Is there any matchups you guys are particularly looking forward to next week? Have you had a look at what the next week matches are? I'm going to quickly try and find them and just ramble on while I'm looking for them so I can pretend that I totally know what next week's matches are. What do you guys think for next week's matches? Any that you want to look out
maybe doing
for?
the same thing as well right now. I mean, I think we can, especially me and Preston, can speak. I suppose we all can, respectively, for our league. River, I think LPM have just picked up a draw against Girl. Second game. Maybe Preston doesn't want to talk about that.
I don't mind. Hey, we will draw our way all the way through to playoffs again if we need to. It's fine with us.
Definitely worth mentioning, and I think, and I think
I'm looking forward to streaming University, honestly, versus Fuji Assassins.
you're against the new team, aren't you, Fuji Assassins? I don't really know much about them personally.
Yeah, I should probably look into them before our game, right? That would be a good idea. Let's have a look right now. What do I think about Fuji Assassin? Should we go straight into this? Why not? I mean, I care about the bot lane, so who's playing bot lane? They've got no support. Okay, that's a good start. I can play whatever I want then. That's fun. What do you guys want support? What should I play? Oh, Sepai did win the MVP, by the way?
Ivan.
Ivan.
Yeah, I think he probably deserves that. Probably maybe
Yeah.
for the whole, like altogether, he played pretty well throughout the whole
I mean, how many deaths did he have in
series as
there?
well.
He had 1 death in the first game, right? And then 2 deaths, so 3
Yeah,
deaths all in
pretty
all
good.
throughout the game. And then like a KDA of like 10, almost. I think it was like 8-1 or something in the first game, and then or 9-1, and then 10-2. So pretty impressive, and did substantial amount of damage in both games. I think almost top damage in the second game, losing out by 50 damage. So literally an auto attack, basically.
But third week though, Oops Girl versus Shriemann University of Crabs. We all look forward to that.
Wait, is
one.
that the third week? I thought it was the last week. Damn.
Yeah,
How's
I
it come
know.
forwards?
I
Oh.
know. It's somebody, whoever's changed it, forgot maybe that we mentioned it.
might
But
be
maybe
me.
we still arrange something.
Maybe I
secret.
can somehow fiddle this and make it one of the last week. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
But
We'll
either
see.
way, that's gonna be a fun game. People have to make sure that they catch that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, quick rundown of what next week's games are going to be. We're going to have Just End versus League of Pokemon sometime next week. We'll have Coordination Intellect against Oops Girl. We'll have Suck against Fuji Assassins. I'm just going to call it Suck because, jeez, our name's too long. And the whole point of it is it shortens to Suck anyway. Silver Phoenix versus DCTR will be in the Ocean League, as well as Arc Ghost versus Paper Squad. We'll have Crescent Solari against Quad Nation Inferno. So that should be a hype one. I don't know how Crescent Solari have done, but Quad
Guess
Nation
we'll find
Inferno
out in the
showing
mod
up.
review, won't we, if you can do it
Yeah.
tomorrow.
And we'll have Arc Battle Queens against Team Cataclysm as well. So definitely some interesting games that will set the tone going forwards in next week. Make sure you tune in on Sunday for the great game of. Do you know what game it is Sunday?
Q&I. It's Coordination Intellect versus Fuji Assassins.
Fuji Assassins.
That's it.
Yeah,
I knew I knew there was 2 games. I was like, which one is the one being played? It's
yeah,
totally
and I
not-
believe you've been looking forward to seeing myself and Troll Zoe from Girl casting that,
Yes.
if he's still free for it. And hopefully, I won't have to cough as much or sneeze. So, yeah, it should be a good one to watch anyway, definitely. Especially Q and I having a new roster, and Fuji Assassins being a new team. So definitely one to watch, especially for the other teams, and maybe assess some things.
Yeah, I think there's some old players from the season prior on the other Q&I River team. So it's a mix of sort of new and old players that they've pulled
Yeah.
from various places. So that'll be interesting to see how they get on. Slightly different roster.
Very cool.
For sure.
Alright, we won't rabble on too long because I know that can happen. Thanks everyone for coming and watching. Make sure you tune in the future. We'll catch you later. Anything you guys want to quickly say before we go?
The draw streak continues for Girl, and it will continue until playoffs.
Perfect. There we go.